What's up guys, Connor here and welcome back to Star Wars Central. Today we've got some pretty awesome news about the Hero Hunt game mode that comes straight from the lead game designer of Battlefront. And I'm going to do a little bit of ranting about the current state of some of the aspects of Battlefront as well, but that will be later on in today's video. As many of you must remember, when Battlefront launched, Hero Hunt was amazing. It was a good game mode for maybe 2 hours, until people started to realize just how broken the game mode was. You could deal tons of damage to the hero, and then some guy would come out of nowhere, get the last hit, and then they would win the draw for the next hero. Essentially, you would do all of the work, and most of the time, you would get none of the rewards. Now, obviously this sucked, and it meant that the community just stopped playing the Hero Hunt game mode and focused on heroes versus villains. I know I'm guilty of doing this. After about 2 hours into Hero Hunt, I just gave up on it entirely. And I wasn't alone. I also saw tons of posts on the Battlefront Reddit just begging for a change to the mode that would alter the way the next hero is selected. Now, it took them a while, but we did get the changes that we wanted. Recently, DICE made some big changes to the Hero Hunt game mode, and it has made it much better than it used to be. The amount of damage you deal to a hero now carries over between each hero round, so even if you don't deal the most damage in each engagement, your damage total will still let you be counted for the hero selection process. This means that more people actually get a chance to experience what it's like to be a hero in the Hero Hunt game mode. The selection process also goes purely based on who dealt the most damage, which is much better than who got the last hit. So what have these changes done for the mode? Well, they've made it better, but there are still some problems. The new selection process is far better and fairer than the previous last hit based system, but unfortunately it still has some issues. And it has been described as slow, which is in my opinion a complete understatement. Now, I was going to tell you how long it takes in seconds. But instead, let's take the red pill, let's go down the rabbit hole and see just how long it takes from a player's perspective. And done. So it's pretty slow. This has been the main reason I haven't been playing Hero Hunt. It just takes way too long between rounds to select the new player. It feels like the user interface, basically the representation of the selection process, is what's holding it all back. It's obvious this selection process could be done in just a second and then move on quickly. But the game spends ages showing you the chart and then transitioning to who has been selected. It's a really drawn out process, and it really has held the mode back since they made these changes. Now, here is where we've got some good news. Dennis Brandville, the lead game designer of Battlefront, acknowledged this issue on Twitter. Battlefront DE said, "Could you please make the waiting time in Hero Hunt a bit shorter?" Dennis replied saying, "You mean between heroes? Yes, it's coming." So it's not too long until the mode gets truly fixed. But another question that I'm sure some of you guys are asking here is, how much shorter is it going to be? Personally, I want to see the selection process shortened to about 2 seconds. Just show the chart, change the color of who is selected, and then go straight into the next round. Players hate waiting for anything. It's just boring. We play the game to actually play it, not to wait whilst the game takes ages to visually represent something to us. Battlefront's user interface is notorious for being slow, drawn out, and just sometimes not making any sense at all. So, for example, the game end screen. I'm sure many of you know what I'm about to go on about here. The game end screen used to represent 3 of the hut contracts that you'd selected, even if you'd already completed them. And the worst thing is, it still does. Even after everyone complained about it, it still shows us the hut contracts. The thing is, there are more than 3 hut contracts, and it's not a slidable bar where you can slide along and see all of them. Apparently, it will only ever show 3 contracts, and that makes no sense to me. And whilst all of this is happening, you cannot quit the game. Your game stats should be saved the moment the game ends, and you should be able to quit the moment you press the button. The player shouldn't have to go through some long, overdrawn representation of just how good or bad they did in the game. It's unnecessary and it wastes the player's time. I'm happy for this representation to exist, but it should be skippable. Players should be able to opt out of going through some long-winded animation that they've seen 100 times before already. Make it so when they press a button or a key, it simply skips and gives them a basic screen showing the scoreboard of the game. From here, they can edit their loadout for the next game and just generally do anything other than staring at a screen. I know this sounds like a bit of a rant, and in a way it is, but this long-winded approach to the menu at the end of the game needs to be fixed. It's getting old and it's just generally annoying players. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Tell me in the comments below, will you play more Hero Hunt if they fix the time between heroes to make it shorter? Thank you very much for watching, I'll see you next time, and may the Force be with you.